Can you see her? If you see her, will you see her for me? Can you see her? If you see her, will you see her for me?
Alright, so my name is Rachel Hayden. I am a senior studying public relations, and I come from London, Ohio.
Hi, my name is Allison Shepner. I'm an international studies major at Ohio University with a minor in Spanish and a certificate in global leadership center and Islamic studies.
My name is Jacob Chafin. I'm a middle childhood education major at Ohio University. I'm a second-generation college student.
I'm taking 2 languages. Adres Arabia and hablo español un poco, a veces.
Hey, I'm Lauren Romine. I'm a senior psychology major and I'm from Muskegon County.
Hello, my name is Ed Gaither. I'm currently a senior studying specialized studies at a university college with a liberal arts concentration. And my hometown is Charlestown, Ohio, which is equidistant between Akron and Youngstown. And before the 2008 recession, we could claim that livestock outnumbered people.
My name is Mackenzie Bentley. I'm a senior at Ohio University studying women's and gender studies and history. I also speak a little bit of French, Spanish, and German.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Sims. I am a junior at Ohio University and I'm studying environmental geography and urban planning.
Hi, I'm Lauren Beard. I am a actuary science major, aka math. I am a senior and I am from Monroe County.
My name is Jacob Johnson. I'm from Appalachian County originally, now living in Athens. 24, married, no kids, don't have any domestic abuse charges, no drunk driving charges, see what else? No gun charges, no meth charges. So I've done pretty well according to most Appalachian stereotypes, I would think.
Truth be told, I had never thought about Appalachian stereotypes until I got to college, and it was very apparent that I was very different from a lot of my classmates.
I just always came from a small town, so I just thought, well, small town and the sticks doesn't really mean that I'm a stereotype Appalachian.
So some stereotypes I think that are associated with people from Appalachia seem to be they're hillbillies or rednecks and racists and unintelligent. They're poor because they're lazy, they don't want to go out and get a job. Really negative, horrible things that you hear about people from Appalachia that are just absolutely not true, but seem to be almost socially accepted. Like people just assume that that's how it is, when really it's not.
I've experienced students thinking the high school here wouldn't have electricity, or, the students would look weird, hicks running around without shoes on and overalls and straw hats, things like that, which is very stereotypical and very offensive also.
And I think a lot of people don't fit into that stereotype. People who are really from this region, who are from Athens, I've never met anybody that really fits into all of those stereotypes just because they're Appalachian.
A lot of times people from my area seem like the rednecks, the hicks. Like, we live down by the river in trailer parks and we shoot guns and do a lot of drugs and drink and scream and holler, and that's about it. That none of us are educated. We're all racist and intolerant and generally ignorant.
Growing up in Somerset, my grandma was the only non-white person, so I know the other side of racism, and it's not good.
I grew up in a family that really valued our Native American heritage and passing those along through Appalachian folklore or Appalachian traditions, that you kind of have to go beyond the surface of them in order to realize, but they are there and they do exist. And then with that, my family has done a lot of Native American ceremonies with the Creek Indians down in Alabama in order to bring that back to the surface and really show that.
The racism actually hits really home for me, so I definitely just try to make it a point that you just kind of have to look at it. Appalachia is just about the same as any other region that you go to, but you just kind of have to embrace it. And everybody is a human, regardless of what region they're from, what dialect they speak, you know, any little details about that person, whatever. But you do find that here, but it's not like you don't find it anywhere else.
Everybody should have equal rights in this world, no matter, you know, race, gender, anything basically. You know, I think, and that goes with racism too. I never ever remember that, you know, growing up with this idea that, you know, I was better than anybody.
I read a lot of books. I was a nerdy child. So, I don't know, people from other countries or people of different sexual orientations, it just wasn't a big deal to me. It was just they were people like anybody else.
I'm a huge flaming feminist myself, and I don't identify as heterosexual, so the homophobia thing really gets on my nerves that we're all homophobes.
One thing that my dad really pushed on us was to, you know, not be homophobic or racist and accept all people. And that's something I think he got from his dad as well. Probably from working in environments where it was very diverse. You know, when you're working on a farm or in a warehouse, you're working with lots of different types of people, and you have to be accepting of that. And that was just something that came naturally after that. You know, that it was a value that was then put onto the rest of us, and it's something I pride myself in a lot.
I have friends who are gay, and they're afraid to come home because a lot of people at home are very, I don't want to say homophobic, but they are, and not exactly always that nice about it either.
I have a lot of friends from Appalachia that love me even though I'm not straight.
It's all your own personal preference, how you want to live your life.
I think a lot of the big stereotypes are that students in Appalachia or people in Appalachia, period, are stuck in a rut. And they literally only know how to make do with what they've got. But I think that you can kind of switch that around, and making do with what you have and like making that work for you is, in my eyes, one of the main focuses of the American dream. So I think we're doing all right with that in Appalachia.
The biggest one I would say is behind, and something that stems from that is just lack of exposure to social culture, pop culture, and also computer skills. One thing that I always say about myself is I have PowerPoint skills of a kindergartner, which comes from lack of access, but not lack of ability. So I think one of the biggest stereotypes is that Appalachian students are behind, and they can't be caught back up to perform at levels that other students do.
I think at Ohio University, typically students who are not from an Appalachian area think little of Appalachian students. They can, you know, a lot of them are coming from places like Cleveland and Columbus and even Lancaster and Cincinnati, you know, even like suburban areas, and they have a outlook of themselves as being better than Appalachian students, and it's really disheartening to see that, and it's something that, you know, like, I try to break down that stereotype that Appalachian students like don't deserve to be at a university. And, you know, education for Appalachian students is probably more important than for them than what it is for suburban students who, you know, their parents went to college. And it's a lot harder for Appalachian students when they're a first-generation college student. So you kind of have to really respect where they're coming from and know that this is a big change.
I know a lot of people stereotype people from Appalachia, but no matter what, no matter anything that I've ever experienced negative from that, I'm still really proud to be from this area. I think people from Appalachia have a really great spirit. I can really connect to people from Appalachia because they can identify with a lot of those same values, and I think we have a really powerful culture.
I embrace it 100%. Give me the cowboy boots, give me the twangy music.
I don't wear cowboy boots, I don't wear cowboy hats, I don't like country music. So this like idea that we all just have to speak with a drawl is really inaccurate, kind of annoying at times.
I mean, we're just like you. Not all of us are all about illegal fireworks and Bud Light. I mean, we're regular people that get married, you know, in a timely manner after we've had our education. We go on to get, you know, fulfilling jobs, and we're just like anybody else.
Believe me, what you see on television is normally not what Appalachia truly is.
That there's a lot of culture in this region. It's more than just those stereotypes. These people are fascinating, are wonderful. I've had the pleasure of working with these kinds of people, and you learn so much from people around here that you just would never expect. You would never learn these kinds of things from anywhere else. So much diversity, so much culture, so much love. People around here, they just invite you right into your home. That's what I love about it. I feel comfortable when I'm around Appalachian people, and maybe that's because my family is Appalachian, but I don't know. I just really love it, and I would say, don't think about those stereotypes. Get to know these people, and you'll see that, those stereotypes aren't true at all.
If you want to see what it's really like, take a drive down any back road and knock on people's doors, preferably during the day, not at night. More or less because you knock on anyone's door at night, might not be the same exact response during the day, and you'll find out 90% of them are nice. If you need help, they'll help you. If you're lost, they'll help you get back to where you need to go.
Like that. It's funny because my parents are very educated. They both went to college. It's just funny because coming here, people were, oh, you're from a small town. Well, I come to the city. I'm like, oh, well, that's great.
I don't know anyone personally that makes moonshine, but people always ask, they're like, oh, Appalachia, you have to know somebody. I'm like, no, sorry, can't help you.
A lot of my friends that I grew up with play music, but they don't play country. They play rock and punk. I have a couple friends that play jazz.
Ironically, I'm not a big fan of twangy music whatsoever.
Personally, I'm not a fan of twangy music at all. I kind of hate it, and country music in general. So that's something people are surprised to hear about when they hear I'm from Appalachia.
This region has hands down the best food economy in the whole entire state, maybe even in the whole entire country. People around here know what it means to have good food. And they do care about their land, but we have been put into a situation in this region where it is a boom and bust cycle where we have been exploited for so long that people are really pushed to make decisions that they probably wouldn't have made if they weren't put in these situations by the industry or by corporations or whatever it is. It's not their fault. It's out of their control.
I think that, being in a liberal arts campus that is almost smack dab in the middle of Appalachia, that we as Ohio University students have an epic ability to make an impact in the surrounding community. We just need to go outside the 10-minute ivory tower and look at what's going on in Amesville, Albany, Chansey. Just look around. Take a 5-10 minute road trip out and just see what's around you and see how, as an Ohio University student, you have the privilege to ascend. And maybe think about how you can pull people in the surrounding area up, because you've been given an opportunity at Ohio University. Extend that to people outside.
But I do feel that Appalachia is special because I see it as just like a huge melting pot of all of the other parts of America just conglomerated in one cute little spot called Appalachia, and I think that that's something to be really proud of.
Can you see her? If you see her, will you see her for me? Can you see her? If you see her, will you see her for me? Whisper salty licorice, and that I'm sorry I